Hello YouTube! Today on the Naughty Librarian, I am bringing you a book unhaul. Alright, it is that time again to clean out my shelves, make some space because they are overflowing. You only see like the cute part behind me that's like neat and organized. It's just like a nightmare of books everywhere else. It's important to me to share books with the world in general because I love books so much and I love sharing that with other people. And I have been visiting a relative at a rehab center, like physical therapy rehab center, and they have a library there, but it is woefully understocked in my opinion. So I cleaned out my bookshelves and I'm going to be donating there. So I recommend you guys trying that. If you're going to unload some books, donate it to someone who could really use the books. But without further ado, I want to just get into the books that are leaving my shelves and moving on to happier homes. The first book I am unhauling is Nature of the Beast, and this is, I believe, is 3 novellas. So there's Hannah Howell, Adrienne Basso, and Eve Silver, and they're all like little vampire stories, but it's just like, I'm never gonna read this. It's 3 little novellas, but I just don't want to read it. I realize I don't have to have a good reason. I can just say I don't want to, and that's enough. So I'm gonna donate this because, hey, little old ladies can be spicy too. Give them a thrill. The next book I'm unhauling is Run to Ground by Katie Ruggles. This is an arc, and it is romantic suspense, like a cop in the Rocky Mountains, and he has a dog partner, which sounds cool. However, I just don't feel like I'm ever going to read this, so I'm going to donate it and like let it go on to someone who will enjoy it and read it. I'm also going to get rid of Forever a Father by Lynn Marshall. This one's actually signed by the author. I met her and she was nice enough to give me a book, but like it's just not my jam. Like this is not the kind of book I'm into. It's not the book I'm ever gonna read. Also, I know it's cute, like the father thing, the single dad thing, but it's just like I don't want to read a story about children, because if there's like children and then like smutty bits, I don't like it. It throws me off. I'm not reading smutty books to read adorable children chapters. Like, I'm also getting rid of When Blood Calls by J.K. Beck. I am never gonna read this. I'm just not. I got it at a library book sale, so I'm pretty sure I got it for like 25 cents, so it's not like I'm losing a lot of money here. But I guess it's like about this like attorney, and then she's prosecuting this vampire who like she just hooked up with like the week before. So that's awkward, I suppose. It's just, I'm not into like courtroom procedurals at all, so I'm just like, it's not what I want to read. I'm never gonna read it. It's moving on. I'm gonna get rid of Wild Animus by Rich Shepherd. I got this at the LA Times Festival of Books because a strange man in a top hat came up to me and says, "Hey, do you want a book?" And then he handed it to me and I was like, all right, and I took the book. So that's how I got this book, and I have no interest in reading it. But I mean, you don't say no when some guy in a top hat hands you a book. You just go, all right. I'm gonna get rid of Then There Was You by Claire Contreras because I have zero interest in wanting to read this. Like zero whatsoever, 0%. I would have never bought this book, like given the chance, but I got it in a random subscription box, and it's just, ugh, like, I skimmed it a bit to make sure it was like a book that I didn't want to read. I was just like, ugh. That was like my response was, ugh. Like I was just so not into it. 0%. It's like a second chance friends to lovers romance type of thing, but it's just like not what I was about at all. So this one is getting donated. Was my cat meowing? Cadney! He's angry because I won't give him treats. He just had dinner. You can't have treats and dinner. Cat, so what are you gonna do, right? I'm gonna get rid of Violent Ends. It has 17 different little short stories in it by all these different authors, and it all kind of revolves around the day of a school shooting. So it's all different perspectives from that day involving the incident, I'm assuming. And it's by a lot of cool authors. There's Kandari Blake, there's Beth Revis, Neil and Brendan Schusterman, like a whole bunch of people. Like a whole bunch of people on the back. But I'm just never gonna read it. It might be good. I mean, it has a cool title because that's like my favorite quote from Romeo and Juliet, but yeah, I'm just never gonna read it. 0%, never gonna read it. Have no interest in reading it, so it's leaving. It's coming off my shelves to make space for something I do want to read. I am getting rid of 2 books by Jane Ann Krentz. First I have All Night Long, and I also have Light and Shadow, just because I'm never going to read them. I went through a Jane Ann Krentz phase, because there aren't a lot of library book sales I go to. There's usually a lot of her books, which should be like a dead giveaway that perhaps they're not good, because a lot of people are getting rid of them. But then again, I find a lot of books at library book sales that are dope, so I don't know, but I have a few of them, and these are the ones I am least interested in. I believe they're just like kind of suspense thrillers. I think they have smutty bits, because this one has like a little smutty bits on the cover a bit. So, smutty romantic thriller suspense stories. But yeah, I just have no interest in them. I'm just not going to read them. So, these ones I think are perfect for donating. I am also getting rid of Shadow of Night by Deborah Harkness. This is book 2 of the Discovery of Witches series, and I'm never going to read it because I did not like Discovery of Witches. I know, what's wrong with me? Everyone loves that book, but I thought it was so dull, like aggressively dull, that I've lost all interest in the series. I don't want to read it. And I would donate both of the books, but part of me can't get rid of Discovery of Witches yet because I met the author and it's signed to me, so I'm just like, it's like, why can't I quit you? Like, I pulled it off my shelf and I was like, oh, but it's signed, and I put it back, even though I don't like it. I should just get rid of it, but I'm not ready to part with it yet, so I'm getting rid of book 2, but it's in great shape and it's a hardcover, so there's that at least. I'm also going to get rid of Department 19 by Will Hill. It's kind of, I think it's YA, but like younger YA. And it's about a kid who goes to this school where you learn to kill vampires. Sounds like a cool premise, but like, I am never gonna read it. It's so far like down the list on my TBR that I will never get to it. I'm also gonna get rid of In the Afterlight by Alexandra Bracken. This is book 3 of the Darkest Minds series, and I remember getting it for free at like a book festival because they were just like letting you take books you wanted at the end, because I guess they just didn't want to pack up the books. So I got it for free, and I always wanted to read Darkest Minds, and I finally read it this year, and I did not like it. But I had book 3 because I got it for free, but yeah, I'm never going to read it because I did not like Darkest Minds, so this is leaving my shelf. I'm also going to donate Crave the Night by Lara Adrian. I love this book so much. It is so good. I love it to bits. This is a spare copy because I have 2 copies, so I might as well donate one of them. Why I have 2 copies? And it's a nice hardcover. It looks sufficiently smutty. The Midnight Breed series is one of my favorites. It's kind of about vampires who are also aliens, which sounds terrible, but it's amazing. I love this series a lot. It's really good. And this one in particular is like one of my favorites, but I have 2 copies, so this one is going to be donated. I'm also going to get rid of Fragile Destiny, which is book 3 of the Aether Chronicles series by Susan Lazare. Basically because I accidentally met this author. It was at B-Fest, the very first B-Fest, as that Barnes & Noble has a YA festival every year. And it's hard to figure out when it is because they don't promote it really well. But this is the first one, and I happened to go. And they didn't promote it well, so it was like me and my friend, and we just came from lunch, and she had like 2 margaritas, and she was very drunk. So she was really drunk in this bookstore, and I'm trying to talk to this author, and she brought a bunch of craft supplies. So we were sitting there making friendship bracelets and like with my drunk friend, and I was like, well, I should buy her book. So it was a little bit of a guilt buy, but it's just not a book I'm like really interested in reading. Also, it's book 3 because she didn't have book 1 or 2 with her for some reason, and the bookstore didn't have it, so I did not buy it. But yeah, I mean, it's like kind of steampunk fantasy story. Yeah, it's book 3, so I really don't know what it's about, but I know it's steampunk, and I'm just like never into steampunk, so I'm gonna donate it. Cagney. I'm also gonna donate In Paris with You by Clementine Bouvet. This is an arc I got at Y'all West, and I literally have no idea what it's about because there's like There's no blurb, there's no picture, like I don't know what it's about. I know it was originally written in French and this is the English translation, and I believe it comes out in 2019, so it comes out next year. It's a while from now. And it's kind of weird because it's a little written in prose and stuff. I don't know. I'm just like not into it. I'm never gonna read it. It's gonna go. I am also gonna donate Give Me Some Truth by Eric Gansworth because I'm never gonna read it. I have no interest in it. I got it for free at Y'all West. I think they were just handing them out and I was like, okay, and I took it. It wasn't a book like I got in line for, it was just a book that like someone gave me. So yeah, I have this one. I don't really have a lot of interest in reading it. I believe it has like an okay concept because it is about Native American kids like on a reservation, which seems interesting because I haven't really read a lot of books from that perspective, but overall is not really like a story that I'm super interested in. So I'm gonna make space on my shelves for stories that I'm like super interested in. So this one's gonna go. I'm also gonna get rid of Beastly by Alex Flynn because I ain't never gonna read this. I ain't never gonna read this. I got it just because it's a movie and I was like, wow, they made a movie out of it, maybe it's good. And then I realized they make a lot of movies and the books aren't always that good. So I don't need to read this. And also it's like the movie tie-in edition and I hate movie tie-in editions. Like, why? Why would you ruin the book? Like, I don't want to see the friggin' actors on the cover. Just put the regular, ugh. Hate movie tie-in editions. Ugh. I am also going to donate The Possibility of Now by Kim Culbertson. And it is like a YA contemporary. I guess it's about, like, kids doing stuff. Occasionally I do read contemporaries, but like I have no interest in this. Like I've like made peace with that, and I don't have interest and I'm not gonna read it, so it's gonna go. I'm getting rid of Kids of Appetite by David Arnold because I have no interest in it. Again, I had heard of his other book Mosquitoland and I heard that was good. But I don't have Mosquitoland, I have this one, which I know nothing about. Oh, this is also an arc. I have a lot of old arcs that I just never got to. What, Cagney? There's not really a good blurb on this anywhere to know what this is about, but I don't know, I'm never gonna read it. I'm just not. My cat just won't stop meowing. Okay, so this is my cat. His name is Cagney, and since he's been meowing this whole time, he's gonna be on camera for a minute, so he has all the attention he wants. Hi. He doesn't really like me that much. I think he's secretly like plotting my death now that I'm holding him up. Hey buddy. Gag me. Hates me. So now that's out of the way, and hopefully he's appeased and will stop meowing the whole time I'm filming this. Back to the Unhaul! I am also getting rid of Me and Earl and the Dying Girl by Jesse Andrews. I think I just got this at a library book sale because they made a movie. And I was like, oh, it's a movie, I'll read this. And I'm not gonna read this, nor am I gonna watch the movie. It's like a story I have no interest in. I'm pretty sure it's exactly about that. It's about this kid and his friend Earl and this girl who's dying. That seems to be about what it's about. I mean, I think the title gave everything away. Not something I'm interested in. Also, I haven't heard like the best reviews from people that I trust their opinion on it. So, I don't know. It's gonna go. I'm not interested. I am also getting rid of This Is What Happy Looks Like by Jennifer E. Smith. And it is kind of like, You Got Mail, but not really at all. Never mind, it's not like that at all, but it's about emails because someone sends out an email to the wrong address and then they answer it and they form like an online friendship and they're like, hey, maybe we should like date in real life. I'm assuming that's what this is about because I have not read it, nor will I ever read it. So that's why I'm donating it. It's going out of my house. No interest. I'm getting rid of Layla by Nikki Kelly because I will never ever read this. This is a really old arc. It's from 2014. I believe I got it at a library book sale, so I don't even know why I like, oh, it's a Wattpad story too. It says nearly 2 million Wattpad reads have made Layla a sensation. So it's from Wattpad, which is not necessarily a bad thing because a lot of cool things started on Wattpad, but it's not always like the best things that have started on Wattpad. I will say that. I don't know, maybe she's an angel or something. I don't know. No interest. It's donating. I'm not having zero interest in reading this. I'm never gonna do it, so it's going. I am also donating Generation Dead by Daniel Waters. I think it's like a zombie romance a little bit, and I'm just not into it. It seems dumb. Like, it sounds so dumb. Like, the cover, it's a wraparound, but like look how dumb that is. Like, isn't it dumb? It's not just me, right? Like, it looks bad. I have zero interest in this. I will never ever read this, I guarantee it. Like, I don't even know why I own it. I just have it. It's like, why do I still have this? It's getting donated. Lastly, in this unhaul, I am getting rid of Hunting Prince Dracula by Carrie Maniscalco. Mainly because I read Stalking Jack the Ripper, and I was like, not all that into it. But I got Hunting Prince Dracula at a library book sale. And by the way, it's an amazing shape for a library book sale. It's like brand new. But I'm never gonna read it because I didn't like the first book of the series, so I'm like, why am I keeping this one? So this one will get donated. I'm sure other people really like it because it does get positive reviews a lot of the time. It's just maybe like a me thing where I'm just like not into it. But there were parts of it I liked. It's not terrible. It's not a terrible series. It's not the best series, though. This one, it's being donated. It's a fair amount of books I'm unhauling. I think it's about like 15, 20 books. I didn't count them. Some amount of books I'm getting rid of. Let me know in the comments down below if you have read any of these books. What are your thoughts on them? Because I'm probably not going to read them, so let me know what you thought about them so I will get the gist. Maybe just because I'm not into these books doesn't mean anyone might not be into these books, so yes, I am donating them, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, to an understocked library because, hey, people need books. Books are important, and I love books, so I want to share books with other people. So I recommend doing that. If you see a place that needs some books, donate some books, because we all have books on our shelves that we are never going to read. And why let them take up space in your house when you can donate them to someone who actually will read them and love them? So recommend doing that. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like. And if you want to see more videos, make sure you subscribe. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye!